And three, two, one. Welcome, everyone. It's nice to meet you. This is the show where we get to dive deep into the behind the scenes stories of busy professionals. I am your host. Drum roll, please. But yo, you can call me Rob. Before we get started, here's an interesting stat. Research shows that entrepreneurs and executives who focus on personal branding capture 82% of the market and are 74% more credible on LinkedIn just by having a consistent presence. But here's the thing, a lot of professionals skip out on LinkedIn because to them it feels either boring and unnecessary, or they're just too busy and don't know how to post or what to post. If you're looking to grow and build trust in the market, LinkedIn is no brainer. And that's where our LinkedIn ghostwriting service comes in. So if you're interested in building that brand, building that business, but most of all, building your trust, visit the digitalwritingfirm.com and see how we can help you build trust in record time without you having to write a single word. Let's get you out of LinkedIn obscurity and into the light with our LinkedIn ghostwriting service. With that being said, our special guest today is a dear friend of mine who's been that friend for, I'd say, 20 years, man. I've known Mike for a long time, obviously, and we've been through the ups and downs from being single to married and now kids and doing other things. So it's an honor to have him here because I know the quality of a man he is. And I'll let him share a little bit about himself. But dude, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, my name is Mike Turk. I'm 41 years old. I've been married for 15 years. I got three kids. They're 20, 12, and 7 tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yep. Born and raised in Los Angeles. I've been a police officer for the last 12 years. And yeah, dude, we've been friends for, I want to say it's been exactly 20 years.
So the structure of this specific podcast is it's called Nice to Meet You because I want other people to meet who you are and then hear some stories on how you got there and all that stuff. But to kickstart the conversation, I want to throw this out there. If your life in the last 12 months were to turn into a Netflix movie special, what title would you give it and why?
Hmm, very interesting question.
Yeah.
Ah, title, huh? I'm no writer, but how about midlife crisis? A journey to self-discovery.
Yeah.
That might be the title.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Journey through discovery. So that's assuming you went through a bunch of things, right? So before we get there, let's get into your origin story. So we want to talk about your fitness club and your fitness program because you actually put yourself through some rigorous training. So talk to me about how that started. Like where did the H Club Fitness come about?
Yeah, definitely, man. So, father of three, married, working a super high stressful job as a police officer. My health went, I was in really good shape in the academy back in 2012. And then from then all the way up to last year, 2023, I was fat, man. I was just out of control, trying to cope with the different stresses and all that in life too. I was drinking a lot, which led to massive weight gain, feeling depressed, feeling down, low about myself. And then there was a couple other things that started happening late 2023, mid 2023. For instance, I sneezed one day and my whole body like was in literal pain. Like I had to sit down. My body was hurting so much. And I think that was just from inflammation looking back. But like stuff like that was happening. I was having a hard time with my back, just bending over. I started trying to go up the stairs of my house, dude. My left foot was just killing me. And then when I started just walking normal, my foot was killing me, and it turns out it was hyperplantar fasciitis or some term like that, like super painful, man. And then I don't go to the doctor much, but I went to the doctor and they're like, dude, they did the blood work and I had high triglycerides, which is fat inside of the blood, which leads to clogged arteries and all that. My blood pressure was starting to rise. I've never had an issue. And they were like, dude, we're going to monitor this. And if you don't get a hold of this and get control of your weight, you're going to have to go on medications. I'm like, man, I don't want that, dude. So all that kind of stuff was going on. And in the midst of all that, I've always been really heavy into like art and creating. And I've always tried to like sell my art and make music like for a hobby. So I've always tried to sell that kind of stuff on the side. And so I always have these little side things I always want trying to do. And I had this idea to develop courses that I could sell online. So I have this in my mind. I'm going to the doctor. Dude, you're going on medication. You need to lose weight, guy. So I'm like, man. And then this page that I follow on Instagram called Lions Not Sheep, Sean Whalen's entrepreneur. He has a coaching business and he has a conference once a year called the Lions Den, all the way in Salt Lake City, Utah. So I'm like, man, that's cool. I can't afford to join his coaching group. That's cool. Because he's always talking about like mindset and all this kind of stuff, right? And well, he was offering free tickets to his conference to law enforcement and military. So I threw my name in there and I got picked in the lottery. Hey, dude, you won free tickets to the conference. I'm like, sweet. Yeah, you just got to get yourself to Salt Lake City. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. And mind you, dude, like I'm not in a good mental state. I'm like feeling low and bad all the time. And as a lot of people, man, just the family of five, dude, right? Financially, it's a struggle, right? So I'm like, how am I going to get myself? I can't afford a plane ticket. I work it out, take out some credit cards, bro. I get myself to Salt Lake City, Utah, and I go to this conference and I'm like, yes, I'm going to learn how to take this concept that I have for online courses, not fitness related, right? This was related to teaching something completely different. I'm going to learn how to structure it and how to sell it here. And I'm going to become a millionaire, gazillionaire. I can become my own boss. I don't have to ask for permission to have a day off. I can do what I want. This is going to change my life, right? So I'm there first day, super excited. All kinds of people there. He comes out. First thing he says is, I'm not going to teach you how to be a millionaire. I'm like, man. He started talking about how what he wanted to emphasize was the person it takes to become a
Mm.
millionaire or to become a successful person. And it starts with your body. Like if your body is just out of control, sloppy and messy, you
Mm.
don't have the habits and you don't have the consistency, you don't have the dedication it would take to become a successful entrepreneur. So that hit me like a punch in the face. And then later in the day, he's talking about, man, if you're like fat and out of shape and you don't have time to work out, like there's no one else to blame except yourself. You're just lazy. You need to get the work done. Stop making excuses. Get it done. If there's someone who has a physique you like, ask them how they got the physique, and they'll tell you. If you want to be a millionaire, go talk to an entrepreneur, a businessman who has a business model that you want to exemplify. Ask them how they did it, and they'll show you. They'll coach you. So that was that weekend. I left, and I was like just chewing on everything. I was like, man, he's right, dude. Like I got no one to blame. It's my fault. I need to get my stuff together. I'm medically, dude. I'm a mess. My blood pressure, all this, right? I got to get this under control. I was about to turn 40, and I was thinking to myself, man, 40 is like, most men have their midlife crisis. I'm like, I don't want to fall any further down this rabbit hole
Mm.
of depression and low self-esteem. I don't want to get bigger. Dude, my belly was covering my belt buckle. Like I had never been that large before. Like I look in the mirror and it was literally like over the shiny part of the belt. And I'm like, dude, I was feeling so bad about myself. So I'm chewing on this stuff. So I start looking at online coaches on Instagram. And I wasn't really drawn to the guys that are kind of like always screaming at you type of stuff. I found a guy that I kind of related to. I liked his body style. He wasn't like super crazy, but he was like fit and down to earth. He was always quoting Bible scriptures and stuff. So I'm like, all right, man, this guy's cool. So I hit him up and got off the call. I was like, let me think about it. And then about half an hour later, I was like, you know what? I just need to do it. So I called him back. I'm like, sign me up, dude. Let's do it. Let's go. And that's where I started. That's where I started my weight loss journey and my fitness journey.
So what are the results? I know you mentioned something about the depression, and how has things changed since you started your fitness program?
Yeah, man. So I've during the training, the coaching that I had, I learned and developed the habits necessary to really stay consistent, right? So got educated real quick about food, which actually isn't very complicated. That was the easiest part. The hardest part was staying consistent, going to the gym, eating the food that I needed to eat when I didn't feel like it. And during that whole process, I discovered a lot about myself that I got a lot more in me than I thought I did. And every pound that was lost, I lost over 30 pounds. I've never weighed my body mass index, but dude, lost a bunch of body mass index, got in really good shape. And every single pound or every time I didn't want to work out and I did, like you just chalk that off as a win, right? So you just start stacking
Mm,
these little wins one by one. And what that does for you mentally, if you're dealing with depression or if you're feeling low, you have bad self esteem, you start developing these wins. So every day it would be like a loss before. I'd be like, oh man, today at work sucked. Oh man, I got to pay this bill. Oh man, I got to do this. Well, now it's like, dude, I did 20 minutes on the elliptical today. The next day, oh man, I did 15 bench presses. Oh man, I
mm.
stuck to my meal today. It's like every single win, it changes your whole outlook and your perspective on everything in life. So that starts changing. You start becoming more uplifting, more enlightened, if you want to say, and everything around you starts looking completely different to things before where you're like, man, I'm in a hole, like I can't get out of this or I can't do that. Now you're like, nah, dude, I can probably do that. Okay, I'm here now. That's fine. If I just do this, then I could build my way up. Oh, my business isn't taking off. Well, if I do this, I can, like, you just start stacking those wins. One win led up to another one, man. I started hiking. Once I started losing a little bit of weight, I ended up hiking Mount Baldy in the snow, which is 10,000 feet. I ended up hiking to the top of Mount Whitney in the snow, which is the highest mountain in the contiguous United States, 14,000 miles up, I want to say, or 14,000 feet. That was extremely difficult. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I ended up doing a Spartan 10K with the 25 obstacles. I did a Manhattan Beach 10K on my 41st birthday to close out that whole year. I ran a half marathon by myself, 13.1 miles. And like, dude, I'm just looking to the future, like
Mm.
just what else can I tackle and what else can I get after? Like the possibilities are limitless. Everything I see, I'm like, dude, marathon, I can do that. Triathlon, I could do that. Ironman, I can do that. So like my mind now is like it's a very positive mindset, which a lot of people they think like a diet or fitness is just about how you look. Like, dude, it encompasses your whole person, body, mind, soul, spirit, everything, dude. So that's what it's meant for me, and that's what it's done for me. And then during the whole coaching process, I'm watching my coach and how he interacts, and I'm like, wait a minute. I've I have background in history in ministry in the church. 20 years, man, and a lot of evangelism and talking to people, and people naturally, like at work, I don't talk about it, but people naturally gravitate towards me and they share their problems with me and I counsel them. And not in a churchy way, but just like people just they feel comfortable around me, right? So I'm watching the interactions and how he's interacting with me and all these things, and I love my coach, but I'm like, man, I can do this. And I think
Mm.
I think I think I can probably do this better
Mm.
than you can. Right? This is what I'm thinking in my head. And I'm like, dude, like what an amazing opportunity that would be to help people lose weight and improve their mindset. Like everything that I went through, I want other people to experience this. This is something that I could really do and be good at. So that's where the idea came from for the health club fitness. I was like, who do I want to reach? I want to reach everybody. Who is my clientele? Everybody. I want to reach everyone, and I want to help them develop the habits they need to get through the program, but be able to maintain those habits after the program when they're on their own so that they can maintain the weight loss for the rest of their life. So it's not just like, here's a diet, here you go. It's actually teaching, instructing, developing the habits. And that's where the health club, it's an acronym, health, helping everyone achieve lifetime habits. So,
Mm.
so that's the vision. That's the goal, is to help as many people as I can develop the habits necessary to develop the proper eating habits, exercise habits, to maintain a healthy weight for the entirety of their life. So
So I imagine that you have some people that you're working with. Can you share a little bit about one person that's experienced very similar results that you have?
yeah, man, good friend of mine that's on the program, David. He was going through some things, man. He's got a lot of things on his plate, right? Wife is pregnant. He has two other kids already. Wife is pregnant, going through life stuff, dude. When they're pregnant, if as you know, like women, God bless them, bro. Like they go through a lot through pregnancy. So he's dealing with that. He was doing like a home remodel that was like lagging and coming up on the holidays and like stressing out because it's not going to be done. And just a lot of things going in life. And he reached out and he was like, man, I really need to get my health on track. And also I got all this stuff going on. So I'm like, bet, dude, we got him on the program and he checked in yesterday. He just started month 3, so he's 2 months in and he's already down 18 pounds. And the messages that he sends me is what's even more important to me than the weight loss, because his state of mind, like where he's at emotionally and mentally, like with the self-esteem and with all the issues that are being thrown at him, like dude is killing it, and he's his spirits are high.
Mm.
I'll throw this out there. This is not, my fitness program is not religious by any means, but I am definitely a Christian. I've been a Christian for 20 years. I would consider myself a very strong and devout Christian. So on the side, he's like, dude, I want to start reading the Bible. I want to start learning about the Bible. Bet, put him on a reading program that we're
Mm.
doing together. So now we're actually reading the Bible together. Hey, I got this Bible study over here. I got this over here. Dude is joining, jumping on, getting involved. So it's not just like, we're just going to get you to lose weight. It's like, I want to be invested in you as a person completely. And seeing his progress is, dude, it's so rewarding. There's no amount of money that can top it, dude. And that's my heart, like the servant leadership model, just being there to serve the people that I'm working with. Man, dude, it's almost makes me want to cry, but I won't do it on camera.
So how do people find you if they want to check out the program or hear more about what's going on with the fitness business? How do people find that?
Yeah, Instagram, Health Club Fitness or H Club Fitness. Type in either one, it should pop up. Has my picture in a hoodie, and then there's a H Club. I have a link. It's let me double check it. I want to say it's just the H Club. Yeah,
Okay.
HKLUB fitness.com. hclubfitness.com. I want to make sure it was the abbreviation and not the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll kind of describe some of the goals of the program, what you can expect, and then it'll have some testimonials on there. And then you can reach out to me through Instagram, direct message me, or leave a comment, and I'll reach back out to you, and we can talk about getting you on the program.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
dude, man, I appreciate it. I've heard bits and pieces of the story, but then now to hear the full experience from before, during, and then now after, it's pretty cool, dude. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I want to thank everyone that's listening, but also you, Mike, because I know what it's meant to you and to your family for you to go through this transformation. And I also know for the bigger picture how important that story is going to be to people that listen, hear, jump in, whether they jump in your program or they just start their own thing. Just the fact that you're being encouraging through your story is going to be huge. The hope is that they reach out, because what I do know is you can't be successful by yourself, and accountability is a lifestyle. So if you're listening, people, hit Mike up. Don't forget to go to hclubfitness.com. And if you're looking for a LinkedIn ghostwriter, whatever, hit us up, thedigitalwritingfirm.com. I want to thank you and thank everyone else. Your story is hard to ignore. Just make sure that you're not ignoring it yourself by not telling it. So go tell somebody. All
Hmm.
right. Take
It's
care.
good.
Grace and peace, everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Good. See you. Yep. See ya.